Good day, everyone. So, how are you? Are you all doing well? So, before I start our discussion for today, may I ask everyone to please open their cameras and turn off the mic so that I can present our discussion very well. Thank you. So, first, let's have a recap. What have you tackled last meeting? And what have you learned from the last discussion? Thank you for all of your answers. Your answers are all correct. Let's have a practice. This activity is entitled Decoding Time. You will decode the given numbers into letters to unlock the keyword. For example, 1 is to A, 14 is to N, and 4 is to D. The word is end. I know that you are all familiar with this activity. So let's start. First one. The word is communication. Your answer is correct. Next one. Yes, it's local gov-education. Very good. The third one. Excellent. It's global communication. Fourth one. Yes, it's cultural. And the last one. Diversity. Very good. Those words are all connected and related with the topic that we are going to discuss. Our topic is entitled Local and Global Communication in Multicultural Settings. So let's present the learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, students should be able to define communication, both local and global, differentiate multicultural, intercultural, and cross-cultural communication, know the diversity in workplace of communication, and able to see the impact of global communication. So, for you, what is communication, and how does it help you in your everyday living? Thank you again for your answers. So, let's start. Communication. It is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. Every communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient. We all know that communication is important in one's life. We can express our feelings, tell our opinions and suggestions by simply doing a communication. In this act of transferring information, it involves one sender that sends the message, a message, and the receiver that should be able to give a feedback. Next one is local communication. Local communication is being able to communicate with the members of your local area. It can either be in your language or mother tongue or a common language that you speak within your town. This type of communication is allocated within the local area. We can use our language. For example, is the Batangueñas. We are only speaking this language within our town, Batangas, and some of our words were only understood by the people residing at Batangas. Next one, global communication. It is the term used to describe way to connect, share, relate, or mobilize across geographic, political, economic, social, and cultural divides. It redefines soft and hard power as well as information, power, and diplomacy in ways that considered by traditional theories of international relations. Global communication connects the people in different places. It means that global communication make a way on how we can understand each other and how we can be able to communicate even we are in different places. So, what's the difference between multicultural, intercultural, and cross-cultural communication? Multicultural refers to a society that contains several cultural or ethnic groups. People live alongside one another, but each cultural group does not necessarily have engaging interactions with each other. This means that in one society, there are several ethnic groups. They are not engaging interactions with each other. It is because they believe in their culture and also because they cannot understand the language spoken by the other culture. Next, intercultural describes communities in which there is a deep understanding and respect for all cultures. Intercultural means that they are not thinking about the differences of all cultures, but then they give deep understanding and respect for these differences. Cross-cultural deals with the comparison of different cultures. In cross-cultural communication, differences are understood and acknowledged and can bring about individual change, but not collective transformations. In this cross-cultural communication, there is a comparison between different cultures or ethnic groups. But then, despite of those differences, they choose to understand it, and because they believe that this will bring them an individual change. Next is diversity in workplace. First, acceptance and respect. We should accept those differences and respect instead of doing discrimination. Next one, accommodation of beliefs. Accommodate the beliefs you belong, and this will help you to familiarize them in knowing your background. Third one, ethnic and cultural differences. Despite of those differences, we should be able to understand it, learn to understand and respect, and make peace with love. Fourth one, language and communication. We speak in different languages, and English serves as our second language. We should use English language when we are not in our local area, and then we can use our local language only if we are in our local area. And last, physical, mental disabilities and generation gap. We should also understand the disabilities and gap. Impact of global communication. First one, increased business opportunities. The economic aspect will increase because as we communicate globally, we encounter new businesses that we can use to increase our economic. Also, this will help other Filipino workers because new jobs will be opened locally and globally. Next one, fewer cultural barriers. Cultural barriers will be lessened. Instead of thinking about each differences, we will learn how to understand and respect each differences of cultures. Last, creation of a global village. Global village is the idea that people are connected by easy travel, mass media, and electronic communications and have become a single community. We have our conclusions. Communication is the way on how we can express our feelings, thoughts, and opinions. Local communication is being able to communicate with the members of your local area. Global communication is the term used to describe way to connect, share, relate, or mobilize across geographic, political, economic, social, and cultural divides. Multicultural refers to a society that contains several cultural or ethnic groups. Intercultural describes communities in which there is a deep understanding and respect for all cultures. Cross-cultural deals with the comparison of different cultures. Also, we have the diversity in workplace, which are acceptance and respect, accommodation of beliefs, ethnic and cultural differences, language and communication, physical, mental disabilities, and generation gap. Also, impact of global communication, which are increased business opportunities, fewer cultural barriers, and lastly, creation of a global village. So before I end this discussion, may I ask everyone about what they have learned about the discussion I made. So that's all for today. Thank you and God bless.